There's a quiet decision most people make without even realizing it. They choose comfort over growth. They choose to fit in instead of standing out. And from that moment, their future becomes predictable. Because life has a simple rule. If you live like everyone else, you end up where everyone else is. The routines, the habits, the excuses, the delays, they all add up. Not in one big moment, but slowly, over time. And one day you wake up and realize nothing changed. Not because you couldn't change it, but because you never really pushed yourself to. The truth is, most people aren't stuck. They're just unwilling to do what it takes. They want progress without discomfort. They want success without sacrifice. They want results without discipline. But that version of life doesn't exist. If you want something different, you have to behave differently. Not occasionally, consistently. That means doing things that feel unnatural at first. Working when you don't feel like it. Showing up when no one is watching. Continuing when there's no guarantee it will work. Because the moment you step outside the norm, you step into uncertainty. And uncertainty is uncomfortable. It makes you question everything. Your decisions, your direction, even yourself. There will be moments where you feel like you're failing. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. And this is where most people stop, because they mistake struggle for a sign to quit, when in reality, it's a sign that you're moving forward. Growth doesn't feel good in the beginning. It feels heavy, confusing, frustrating. You try something, it doesn't work. You try again, same result. Again, nothing. And your mind starts negotiating with you. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should slow down. Maybe you should just be realistic. But that voice, that's not truth. That's comfort trying to pull you back. Because your mind prefers what is familiar, even if it keeps you small. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel empty. If you depend on how you feel, you'll never stay consistent. But discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It simply asks, are you going to do it or not? And every time you choose action over excuses, you strengthen something inside you. At first it's small, barely noticeable, but over time it builds, until one day you realize you're no longer the same person. You've become someone who follows through, someone who doesn't quit, someone who finishes what they start. And that changes everything, because most people don't fail from lack of ability. They fail because they stop. They stop too early, before the breakthrough, before the growth shows, before things start making sense. But if you stay in it, if you keep going through the confusion, the doubt, the slow progress, something powerful happens. You start to see who you're becoming. Not the version shaped by opinions, not the version shaped by fear, but the version built through effort. And that version is stronger than anything you imagined. But it requires something rare, patience, because real change takes time, longer than you expect. We live in a world that celebrates quick wins, fast success, instant results. But the truth is, anything meaningful takes longer. Strength takes time. Skill takes time. Confidence takes time. And most people quit because they don't see results fast enough. But what they don't realize is, the work is still working, even when you don't see it. Every early morning, every extra rep, every focused hour, it's all building something. Not just results, but identity. You're becoming someone who doesn't depend on shortcuts, someone who earns it. And that's where real confidence comes from. Not from thinking you're great, but from knowing what you've endured. Because when you've pushed through discomfort, when you've faced things you once avoided, when you've kept going, when quitting felt easier, you gain something permanent, self-respect. And once you have that, everything changes. You stop needing validation. You stop comparing yourself. You stop waiting. You start moving with purpose. Now let's talk about fear. Fear isn't the problem. Avoiding it is. Every fear you run from becomes bigger, stronger, more controlling. But every fear you face shrinks. And once you go through it, you realize something shocking. It wasn't as powerful as you thought. And that moment changes you, because now your mind has proof. Proof that you can handle more. and that opens doors. You start asking, what else have I been avoiding? What else can I overcome? That's how confidence is built. Not in comfort, but in confrontation. And here's something most people ignore. Life will bring difficulty whether you choose it or not. Loss, failure, pain. It's part of the deal. So the question is, will you prepare for it or be broken by it? Because if you choose hard things now, you build resilience. If you avoid them, life will force them on you later, and you won't be ready. That's why the grind matters. Not for results, but for preparation. You're not just working on your goals. You're building yourself. Stronger mind, stronger habits, stronger identity. And that's what carries you through everything. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to save you. You have to decide to show up, to work, to keep going, even when it's boring, even when it's painful, even when it feels pointless. Because one day, it won't be. Everything you're building now will start to make sense, but only if you don't quit. So ask yourself honestly, are you really doing everything you can? Or are you just doing what's comfortable? Because there's a difference, and that difference is your future. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Keep showing up, keep improving, keep pushing, and over time, you won't just change your results. You'll change who you are. And once that happens, there's no going back.